shook to my knees, shook to the back of my couch, shook to my kitchen. Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for today because today we're talking about LYS Beauty and I'm very, very excited. So if you don't know, LYS stands for Love Yourself. It's so cute. I love that. We need to all love ourselves. That is the cutest thing I've ever heard. That is so motivating, so positive. I freaking love it. We need more positivity in this world. So I love what that stands for. Also, the packaging is so adorable. Every single one of the products has a square, not a square, am I kidding? A triangle on them. So cute. So like, I feel like the packaging is really unique looking, which is nice because I feel like a lot of brands look really similar these days. And this definitely stands out, which is incredible. It's also available at Sephora, but also on their website. I shopped it on their website and when they launched, just like grabbed a bunch of their products. The only product I didn't get because I'm an idiot and forgot is their lip oil, but I have everything else. They are at Sephora now and on their website. The ordering from their website was so easy. Everything was just like so seamless. I loved it. And I am really impressed with the ordering process in general. Like that was just so seamless and easy. They're also a Black owned, a female owned clean beauty brand that is available at Sephora now. And I'm pretty sure it's the only Black owned clean beauty brand at Sephora. It's really awesome. Sephora, we see you. We appreciate you. We needed something like this. We needed something like this and you gave it to us, which is amazing. I'm really excited to jump in and just talk about the products. So without further ado, let's jump in and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's jump in and talk about LYS Beauty. All right, you guys, we are in close. My face has face cream on and eye cream on. Brows are done. Brows are not done well, but brows are done. I was rushing a little bit, so they're looking a little bit crazy, but that's okay. I just want to jump into this LYS Beauty review. So first product I have here is their primer. This is a gripping primer. If you've watched this channel before, you know I love a gripping primer. My favorite one is the Cover FX gripping primer. I kind of want to talk about the differences between those here and then talk about this primer. So I'm going to take a little bit on my finger and I'm just gonna apply it to my face ever so slightly. Not over apply, but if you apply a lot of this product, it doesn't necessarily like ball up like the Cover FX one. If you've used that one, you kind of know. The different texture here is this is a lot thinner, less, it's looser. Ooh, I don't love that, but it's not as like tacky or thick. I'm gonna do like a side-by-side of this with the Cover FX. So I'm gonna put a little on my finger and then I'm gonna do a close-up of this just so you can see. Focus. This is the texture of the LYS Beauty Primer. And then this is the texture of the Cover FX Primer. So I'm gonna just do, again, focus that. You can kind of see that it has more tack to it, and it is thicker. If I had to do like a good like comparison that like everyone can relate to, you ever been to a picnic, okay, and you have your Jell-O and you've let it sit there, you're eating your hot dog or your hamburger or whatever, and then you go eat your Jell-O after it's like in the summer, it's like hot out, and the texture of Jell-O that's been sitting out a little bit and has a little bit of like liquid, that is kind of the texture of the LYS Beauty one, whereas the Cover FX one, this one here is more of a like firm Jell-O and this is more of a loose Jell-O, like one that's been sitting in the sun. That's a terrible comparison, but when I first applied this and I like put it on my face, I was like, this feels like Jell-O when it's been sitting out. Like that was the first thing that came to mind. This just kind of like creates tack to the face, but it's not super tacky. Like this one is way more tacky than this one, I will say. I actually really like this. I feel like it does a really good job. It does what I needed to do. So next I have the foundation and the shade I wear in this also. This is such a cute glass bottle. I just want to say it comes with a pump and the shade I wear is TN, what is this? TN6. This is slightly dark for me right now, but I also haven't seen sun in months, so I am not tan at all and I have a little bit of a jaundicey shade, I feel like, to my skin right now, at least for me. This is a really interesting foundation. So this is a serum foundation. It's medium coverage and it comes with a pump, which is so nice because I feel like all of a sudden now people are like making you pay for pumps, and it's like, just give me the freaking pump. Why are you making me pay $10 for a pump? Just give it to me. So I'm gonna pump a little bit on the back of my hand. I didn't do like a full pump, but I'm just gonna show you the consistency here so you can see kind of what it looks like, as it's like a little bit liquidy, but I like that. It's not super, super heavy. And I'm gonna do half my face first just so you can see the shade. For people who are my complexion, it looks super dark when I apply it. Like, it does look pretty dark, but it doesn't look as dark when I blend it out. It's not looking like, oh girl, are you okay?
You look like a cheese puff.
Like, that is not your shade. Like, it is still my shade. Do you guys have like a certain type of foundation you like? Do you like serum foundations, or are you more of a not so much a serum foundation person? Are you more of a skin tint person? The brush I'm using right now is the It Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe number 7. This is my favorite foundation brush. Okay, so this is half my face done, so I'm just gonna show you side by side, and then just this. And then this is without foundation. I have some pigmentation here. So I'm gonna take this side, the shorter side, the smaller side with the smaller brush, and just kind of dab it. This is a pretty dark foundation, not dark foundation. This is a dark hyperpigmentation mark. So my expectation is not that it's gonna fully cover it, because we're doing some work on that. It's gonna take a little bit of time for that hyperpigmentation mark to get covered. And the worst part about that hyperpigmentation mark is it's dark on the outside and then like light on the inside, which is just, I mean, it's so hard to cover when it's like that. To like balance the shades out, it's just a hell of a mess. It's a mess. It's really a mess. It's a mess. I'm a mess. Everything's a mess. Just be careful with my eyebrows. Just really blend her out. And I feel like it just has like a really pretty finish. It's definitely, so this is definitely like medium coverage. It is definitely, it's like a more natural dewy finish. So if you are the type of person who is oily, you are going to need to powder this. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, I'm gonna cover this. Did a good job covering that one up though. Okay, I'm happy with that. What do you guys think? Do you like how the finish is right now? I'm gonna apply powder and stuff because they have a powder, but this is just what it looks like without powder, without anything. Again, medium coverage, more natural finish. It dews up. I'm not gonna powder until the end of the video so you can kind of see how it wears. I have studio lights right now, so it is a little bit warm in here, so I'm definitely going to schwitz a bit. So we're gonna see what happens with that. Next, I'm gonna do my under eyes, and I'm going to do the Merit Beauty Concealer. Again, I wear the shade Buff. And I really like this for my under eyes. It does what I need it to do, and it don't crease. She don't crease, you guys. I mean, I've talked about this. I talked about this in my tutorial. I talked about this in my Merit Beauty review. If you're interested in those products, definitely go check out that video because I feel like I gave some good info in that. But I'm gonna do a little bit more. I did not sleep well last night, and I also, you know, had me some wine, so I feel like I am just a little bit tired looking today. That is that done. I actually think I'm gonna do my eyes next, and I'm gonna do those off camera really quick. All right, eyes are done. I use the Ilia mascara and then just a little bit of the Thrive Beauty eyeliner and just line my eyes with that. Okay, next, let's go on to bronzer next. So the bronzer that I have, this is the shade Courage, which is tan. I got the bronzer that they recommended for like with my shade for foundation. I feel like that sentence was really weird. So I have a foundation that's tan neutral 6, and they say if you're using something that starts with a T, then go with the tan. If you're starting with something that starts, I think it's like dark is next, then do that, do the dark one. For me, this is a dark bronzer. Okay, I'm just gonna say that I would go either with the next one or the one below it even. Just for reference in terms of what bronzers I like, what's a common one? The the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, I always would go with just the bronzer shade, like their true bronzer shade, not their dark or anything. It's just called like bronzer. That's the one I use, and that's a pretty light bronzer. So the way I like to apply this, because it is dark for me, is with a brush like this. This is just like a brush that isn't going to pack on too much product. Now, if this was a shade where I felt comfortable adding a lot of like powder to my face, I feel comfortable applying a lot of it, I would go with a brush like this that is a little bit more fluffy and a little bit more dense. So I'm going to just go in with this and apply it. This brush doesn't pick up a lot of product, so that's nice. And I'm just going to apply it. And I do actually really like how this makes my skin look. But I might get like one more shade of this bronzer. What I like about this is it's not super powdery. Looking on the face, it kind of melts in, which I like. And it doesn't like apply like crazy. But a brush like this also applies it, like bronzer in general, like powder products in general, lightly to the skin. So then again, it is easier to melt into the skin, because obviously once you apply powder, you know, your oils will kind of come out and like melt it into the skin, or if you're applying setting spray or whatever it is, which is nice. It's nice to have that. Just kind of create a little contour, but not really, because I don't really contour my face. It's like too much work. I really like this bronzer. What kind of bronzers do you guys like? If you have good recommendations for bronzers, please leave them down below, because I'm always on the hunt. I'm always on the freaking hunt. Okay, next. I'm gonna do my blush next. This is the shade Confident, and like, ooh, geez, I'm dropping everywhere. And this is so pretty. The color, this is a lot more pinky than I would normally go, to be honest. I'm more of a neutrally pink color type of person. Borderlining on like tan or like a terracotta-y, but this is so pretty. This is again the middle shade. I got the middle shade for this one, and I got the middle shade for this one as well. And this consistency is really interesting. It's not super oily, which is nice. It doesn't like move your foundation underneath. Sometimes I have a problem with that, with stuff that is more cream, which is why I also like to wear, in general, sometimes I like to put powder underneath it and then apply cream products on top. This one, you don't actually have to do that. It lasts really long on the face, and it doesn't move your foundation underneath it, which I like. So I'm gonna try really, really hard to not apply too much, but I know I'm going to. Okay, I already feel like I applied too much, so that's wonderful. So that's how much I applied. She is really pigmented. I'm just gonna say that, like, these blushes are crazy pigmented, you guys. So just be careful. If you apply too much, it's okay. Just like go over it with your foundation brush. Like whatever's left on this foundation brush, and go over the top, or go over the top of it with setting powder, and it'll be fine. But also like, she's pigmented. I applied too much, and I don't want them to be even. Blush is one of those things where like, it's so easy to go wrong. It doesn't matter if you're a professional makeup artist or not. I swear it is so easy to go wrong. It also depends. Like if you have studio lights, like things that get washed out easier, or if you're getting flash photography, you always want to apply more than you think you're gonna need to, because then like everything just like disappears, you know? That's why like photography for events is always like, or makeup for events. Oh God, I applied too much. I don't know. Why did I apply more? Why didn't you stop me? Why didn't you stop me? Now I have to make it even. Oh. These are so pigmented. I mean, I probably look like a clown. Yep, I look like a clown. That's fine. To remedy the situation ever so slightly, I'm going to go and take a clean blush brush. Oh, I didn't tell you what brush I was using. So this is, I'm going to link everything down below, but this is the Sephora Pro brush in, what is this, 93. I also have 99 and 96. So I'm going to just go and go over it ever so slightly with a clean brush, and just pick up excess product, so I don't look like a scary prom queen from the 80s. Not that we don't love the 80s, but don't want to look a little crazy. All right, I feel like that's good. I like what that looks like. Now I'm going to go on with powder, but I just want you to see what it looks like, the foundation and everything looks like before I powder my face. There's definitely some dew. You can definitely see some dew there. here. I mean, everywhere's fairly dewy. I don't mind if my cheeks are dewy, but I'm going to now powder. So the powder I got is actually just the translucent powder. I don't love powders that have a lot of pigment. Just for me, I just don't love that. So I went with the translucent one. This is not a loosely pressed powder, which is nice. So like when you go in with a brush, it doesn't kick up a lot of product. You don't get a lot of product on the brush, which means you're not going to over apply powder and look hella powdery. So I'm going to set, she's a matte powder, so if you don't like matte powders, you probably won't like this one. This I'm gonna set here, just like right in the front, right here. I'm not gonna set my under eyes because I do not like matte powders under my under eyes. I like something that isn't super mattifying because I hate when it's just like Sahara dry and like my under eyes, you can just see the lines, the fine lines, because first of all, I don't hydrate, so I have fine lines. If I hydrate, I wouldn't even have fine lines, but you know, I never drink water. That's my fault. I have no one to blame but myself. Period. But it just, make sure I get that mustache area. Does anyone else like under like your upper lip area just get like hella like oily? I'm gonna do a little bit here where I like needed more pigmentation, and I'm gonna leave the cheeks alone because I'm happy actually with how this wears without powder on top, but it also, the blush does, but it also wears really nice with powder underneath it and powder on top of it, or either or, whatever it is, pick your poison. It'll look good. I really like these products, so I just want to talk about kind of my favorites and do like a quick roundup of the products really quick here. Roundup, just quick like breakdown. So this primer here, I really like this primer. This is really nice. It is a less gripping version of this one, so it doesn't have as much tack. I wore them side by side, and I noticed on this side, like towards the end of the day when I was like out and about and running it around and doing stuff, my foundation didn't last as like well in my more oily areas than this one, but I still really like this one. I'm still gonna grab and use this. And I like that it isn't as tacky, because sometimes this can be a little bit too tacky in my opinion, and it's just like, okay, enough. So this one is really, really good. Next, we have the foundation. I really like the foundation. I really like the picking process for the foundation. I feel like they made it super easy for me to pick my shade, and I wasn't like second guessing myself all the time. This is like really easy to pick. I love that it has a pump. I love the finish of it. I love that it has a little bit more dew. When you're wearing powder on top of this, it's still going to look dewy. If you're wearing the LYS Beauty powder, you still get a little bit dewy, but in a good way, in a natural, your skin looks like a natural skin type of way. I really like this, and I am going to be grabbing this a ton when I'm a little bit more tan, because obviously right now I am not tan at all for myself, like I said. And then next, let's go bronzer. Bronzer, I actually really like the bronzer. I like how it wears on the skin. I like how it wears throughout the day. It doesn't look super heavy, super powdery, super cakey. Really nice, wears off beautifully. It doesn't get like patchy. It doesn't skip. Really, really nice. And I actually really like the application with this brush. It's really pretty. I really am impressed with this bronzer. I might get one more shade of this because I do really like the finish of it, but I just want something that's a little bit, I'm a little less worried in terms of like pigmentation, because like really pigmented powders, oh my God, what am I talking about? Bronzers make me nervous. Okay, next I want to talk about my favorite product. If I had to pick one product for today, it's going to be the blush. I love their blushes. Look at this pigmentation. It is wild. It is so good. I'm a huge fan of this. I mean, there's nothing more I can say that I haven't already said. You definitely should check out their blush. It is gorgeous and so pigmented. And then the powder is actually really good. It's nice. I don't normally gravitate towards a mattifying like powder. It's just like not really my vibe. I like something a little less matte, but I actually really like this for my T-zone area, because sometimes with powders, when you're wearing like tints, sometimes the powders that aren't super mattifying don't do enough, and then it's kind of like, well, you're super greasy You look like you've been in a fryer for the entire day. Are you okay? This does a really good job, and I really like this. I actually am a huge fan of all of these. The only product I actually don't have, which I forgot to get, and I just want to say, is a lip oil. So I can definitely get that and like review that for you. But a lip oil to me is a lip oil in general. Like, they all kind of perform the same, but I do want to try that one out. So let me know down below if you want me to try that out. Also, let me know down below if you've used LYS Beauty. What are your thoughts? Let me know, because I would love to know what your thoughts are, what your favorite product is. Is your favorite product the blush? Because I literally shook to my knees, shook to the back of my couch, shook to my kitchen. Like, so freaking good, so pigmented. I love a pigmented blush. I'm also scared of a pigmented blush because it can go wrong fast. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.